Are you kidding me? Are you saying that you have no way to start a small business, to find a way to make a decent living? Maybe you're at some sort of a dead end job, or maybe unemployed, or you've been doing some basic dead end everyday kind of job that you are not finding fulfillment from, that you're not happy with, or that you kind of like, but you're just not going to go anywhere, and you know you're not going to go anywhere with it. And you're telling me that you can't find some other way of making a good living? Let me just share with you, it does not take a college education to develop a very successful, lucrative, small service business where it's just you starting out for sure, and maybe over time you hire someone. When I say lucrative, I know that that is a relative term. How do you define lucrative? And what's it compared to? Compared to Elon Musk or Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos? No, it's not lucrative. But compared to your $10 or $15 per hour job, when it goes from that to maybe making 50 or 60 bucks an hour as a solo operator, small business kind of service company with very little overhead, if any, that's quite lucrative. That is a 3, 4, 5, 10 times increase because you're willing to maybe roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, go to work. Don't just be content in the nice air-conditioned little office in this, what I call a pretty boy job. Please don't be offended by that, but if you are, so be it. Where you're not willing to get your hands dirty or go the extra mile or work the extra hours it might take if you're a small business owner. And maybe you don't know how to do a small business. I respect that as well. But it doesn't take much to figure it out. We have, after all, search engines ad nauseum, from DuckDuckGo to Google, Yahoo, Bing, you name it. There's a list of search engines. We have Facebook. We have all the other sorts of social media challenges or channels, platforms. YouTube, how to do anything. You can find it on YouTube or other sorts of video channels. Let me just, or platforms rather. So you don't know how to start a small business. Okay, go to YouTube or whatever the flavor is of the day and say, how to start a small service business. And watch videos pop up, hundreds, if not thousands of them. That'll be anywhere from a few minutes to maybe an hour long, teaching you how to start a small service business. And in a moment, I'm going to give you some ideas about some very simple, easy to do small businesses that take very little brain power, almost no brain power, to be able to make you a good living, going beyond what you're doing as a dead-end office type of job or a simple, cushy little job that doesn't take much skill either but pays almost nothing, and you're just not content, and you're not going anywhere, you can't take vacations, you can't buy a nice new car, you can't drive a whatever, and you're just kind of paying your bills, if that. You may be, in fact, upside down in credit card debt because you're having to live, you're using that to live beyond your means to look a part that you're not even really in. So, for example, let's just first say, how do you start a small business? Depending on the state and the county and city in which you live, and country, of course, since this is a World Wide Web that we're broadcasting this in. But let's go U.S. A business license generally costs between 30 and 80 bucks, generally speaking. Maybe a liability insurance policy. Go to your local carrier, State Farm, Allstate, you name it. Just say I'm starting a small business, and this is the type of business. Can you provide me a liability policy that helps you, covers you, in case you have something happen at the customer's home? Let's just say it's a customer service type of a customer, and in the customer home type of business. You see these Straight Talk videos are not edited. You get all the wrinkles as well. So you might want to have a small little liability policy. You might want to be bonded. A bond does not cover an owner of a company. A bond is a policy that covers you as an owner if you have an employee that steals something from a customer. But the customer base doesn't know that. It doesn't cover the owner. They may say, are you licensed and bonded? You can then say, yes, we're licensed and bonded. Great. You may hire an employee, next week after you got a nice big account, and all of a sudden you need to have a bond in place anyway to protect your customers. So get one. They're super cheap, and your insurance agent can provide that. Cost you a little bit, but not much. Business cards. You can build websites on the cheap. If you're on Facebook, and who isn't today, but if you are on Facebook, you can build a little Facebook business page. Facebook walks you right through it. Any YouTube video that's about that can tell you how to put together a little Facebook business page. And you're in. And the rest develops. And there, again, there are other videos that give you a lot more detail. My point is, those 4 or 5 things, and you now have a small business. Now, what small business might you do? What small businesses can you do that don't cost much, or that may cost nothing because you may already have everything you need? And let's say it's a home service business, not an affiliate marketing business or something on the internet where you're working out from your computer. Let's just say you're going to get your hands dirty, because a lot of this online stuff is fine and great and wonderful, but won't come to fruition as far as dollars for maybe a few years down the road. Meanwhile, you need to make some money. So I'm talking about businesses that you can start that will pay you a decent income now. And if you want to work on a YouTube channel or a Vimeo, whatever all the other options are that are out there, Instagram and TikTok and whatever else, work on that fine, but while you're also making a living, okay? Don't sacrifice making a living because someday you're going to be rich in this online world. It may or may not happen. I hope it does happen for you if you're inclined to go that direction. Meanwhile, though, you might want to make a living, and that living you're making may be the channel that you develop that turns into something spectacular and provides that great monetized level of additional income through social media or these various online video platforms. Okay, now let's go back to some examples of small service businesses that you may already have everything you need. I would also say don't be too proud to do any of this work. You don't have to have the nice suit and tie to look important. That doesn't always pay the bill unless you're already an executive or in an executive role or in a high-paying white-collar role that requires suit and tie, and that's what you do. But if you don't, but you dress up to look like you do, that doesn't help you any. Get your hands dirty. You can, for example, provide a dryer vent. People's washers and dryers at home. Tens of thousands of house fires occur every year because of dryer vent clogging and combustion fires that take place because of excessive dry lint in people's dryer vents. Doesn't take much. You can go down to the local big box store, Walmart, maybe Walmart, certainly Lowe's, Home Depot, those kinds of places. Get a dryer vent clean out kit. Cost you all of maybe $100 at the time of this recording, if that. And they have various rods that connect, like 3 feet, and they connect, and they're flexible rods. And there's a brush you screw in at the end of it. It's a round brush that spins. Put that on the end of a drill, and you clean out the person's dryer vent. Use a shop vac to suck up the lint and charge them $100. Pretty simple to do. And if you Google this, or you do a search engine for this, you're going to find many dryer vent clean-out companies that have multiple vehicles nowadays. Or there's just one guy. He's doing 4 or 5 dryer vents a day, maybe 10 per day. They don't take very long to do. We've done them. We do them within our own service company as an ancillary service. They're very easy to do. They take all of a half an hour, and we typically collect $150 to $250, depending on how long the dryer vent run is. The customer doesn't care so much. They really don't. You charge what you can get, and you're preventing maybe a house fire. So that helps. You're also helping their clothes dry faster when there's less restriction in the dryer vent line that goes out to the outside of the home. You may even get laundromat contracts. You don't know where it's going to go. So that's one option. Costs you very little money. Another is, lawn mowing service. If you have a lawnmower already, if you had a weed trimmer, you have some trash bags and a rake, you can mow lawns and make a pretty decent living. If you're not too proud to pick up, dog poop. There are many dog poop pickup companies out there, and they charge a pretty decent price just to go scoop up dog poop. Who cares? Don't be too proud. It may give you $500, $600, $1,000 a day. Do you have a scooper you can use to pick up? I mean, think about this. You can make money. Look at the Got Junk franchises. My goodness. Going around just picking up people's junk. That you point at it, we'll take it out of your way and we'll charge you a fee. And they're going to charge you a fee and they're going to take it off to the dump. They might even sort through it, set themselves up a little thrift store on the side or marketplace, some stuff that actually is pretty good stuff that you just, if you're the customer, just wanted to get rid of. So there's a pickup junk service. There is gutter cleaning, which it takes a ladder, maybe a few other things. Maybe if you want to pressure wash people's driveways or sidewalks, spend a few $100s on a decent pressure washer until you build up to the big commercial stuff. You follow my point here. Do some research. You will find so many small business opportunities that you can make a living at. And window washing, again, carpet cleaning, maid services, small janitorial companies. The list goes on and on and on. These are unskilled or semi-skilled types of jobs that take very little to learn how to do, and you can make a good living at it. Don't be afraid to step out. And if you need to do something, like that part-time initially, fine. No worries. Part-time it for now. Learn it. Do some decent marketing and get some ideas online. This video would take way too long if I went into that, and that's not what this channel is about anyway. But you might be surprised how fast the business would grow, and you could very quickly say, see ya on the job that you're doing, working for somebody else. You make a seriously decent, good, probably strong six-figure living. Completely transform your status in life, your place in the financial world as far as how well you do in life monetarily. All right? I do hope this Straight Talk video has helped you. There's no reason, unless you physically just can't do it, you're in a wheelchair, you've got issues, but if you're not that, you follow my point here. You know you. If you have the physical ability, the mental wherewithal, don't sell yourself short. Get out there and make it happen, and don't be afraid to do what Mike Rowe, if you look him up, says oftentimes are dirty jobs. Dirty jobs pay the bills, and sometimes pay the bills extremely well. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, do all those great things, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.